Hey, what's going on, my friends? In this video, we are going to go through the steps on how to create your own growth M1 pie, or should I say your own growth portfolio. Yes, I'm talking about investing and starting to get your money to work for you, growing that hard-earned money. And as you guys can see right now, we started this portfolio, and by we, I mean I, but I want us to do this together moving forward. And I've been slacking on getting this done. But as you can see, I started this portfolio on October 8th, 2021. I began this portfolio with $100, and then at another time, I added $600. That brings us to $700 in total. We look at our activity. You can actually see October 8th is when I deposited, and then October 8th is when the first buy was done. So the first stock that I added to our portfolio was made on October 8th. And then on October 19th, I deposited an additional $600, and October 19th afternoon trading, meaning if you have a M1 Plus account, you can trade in the morning window as well as the afternoon window at 3 p.m. And I was able to make 6 purchases. I bought 6 stocks or companies that I added to our portfolio. And so in total, that brings us to 7. And like I said, I added $700 in total, $100 for each company. And you guys can see the total of our portfolio all time. And if we do, I mean, 1 week, you can see it was nice and pretty over there, but we'll just go back to all time and you can see our return is 91%. Our gain is $291, almost $300. We have already seen a ridiculous, basically we hit gold with one of the stocks that we put into our portfolio. Now think again, this to me is a growth portfolio, and this being a growth portfolio, it's companies that I, from my point of view, my perspective for this portfolio, because we have a few other portfolios. As you guys know, if you are someone who has subscribed to this channel, you know about our dividend portfolio where we add $25 a week to a dividend portfolio, companies that pay out dividends. Well, with this growth portfolio, one, I wanted to focus on companies that I don't really have in my other portfolios, my other personal, my Roth IRA or anything else. That said, we also wanted to focus on growth and companies that are startups, companies that have just gone public and we believe have a long, bright future ahead of them. They have the potential to be much, much larger than what they are in 5 years than what they are today. So these are the type of companies that we are adding to our growth portfolio. And as you can see, it's already paying off. We added, like I said, $700 in total, and we are almost at $1,000 already. Now, the people who don't like my dividend portfolio, here you go. And I understand why. I get it, because you can potentially hit gold, get a home run like we have right now, where we literally started this portfolio less than a month ago and we're already up almost 100%. Yes. So I want to show you guys in this video, not only the stocks, the companies that I decided to add to this portfolio, but if you are new to investing, if you are just beginning investing, maybe you are a little intimidated, you don't have much money, you're just not really sure where to start. I want to show you how to create a new M1 finance portfolio, or pie as they're called. And I think I do have a video where I actually walk through the process of signing up with M1 Finance. So if you haven't done that yet, use my link down below to get, I believe it's $30 that you can get for free when you sign up and add $100 to your account. So you can literally get in here and do what I started to do that first week, where I added 1 company to my portfolio, but then you'll have an additional $30 that you can add to your portfolio as well. So you'll actually have a head start beyond the steps that I took with this particular portfolio. That said, let's jump into this previous recorded video that I made when I was looking at our dividend portfolio. As you can see here, let's make this larger. And you're not going to see me for a moment just because I have this full screen. But as you can see, this is our dividend portfolio back on probably October 8th. And we're just going to press play. And when you want to create a new portfolio. So if you already have a dividend portfolio, it's time to create that growth portfolio. You're going to click up there in the top right hand corner, and you're going to click on where it says dividend portfolio. Click the little drop down, and I have mine blurred out because some of these are my other accounts here. But you'll click on the add account where it says retirement, joint accounts, and more. At this point, you'll then click on individual investing at the top. But of course, as you can see, there are other options: joint investing, retirement, trust account, and custodial account. So especially if you are someone who has kids, and I need to make a video on this, um, if you have ownership of this account, it basically, as it says, will need to be transferred when the minor reaches the age of maturity. So pretty much if you have kids, or if you are responsible for any minors, you can create a custodial account that will allow you to start investing on their behalf, investing for them. And this is a great way to build up your kids' future wealth as well. Position them so when they are 18, when they're 21, would not go off to college, they're going to be good. They are going to have a little emergency nest to work off of. But we are focused on the individual investing account, as you can see at the top. We're going to press continue and keep it moving. Then you get here, everything looks okay. You want to look through all the policies, make sure everything looks good to you, move forward. Then you're going to get here, and you just need to, as it says, you have a little checklist of a few different things you got to do. We're going to do choose our stock. So we're going to add our stock that we want to add. The first stock we're adding to our portfolio is ChargePoint Holdings. And again, this is all about thinking about the future, thinking about stocks that we believe have the potential to grow higher than where they are. At this time, when I was looking at it, when I went to make this purchase, it was down around $17, $18, under $20. It's at $18.66 right there, as you can see. And to me, I missed when I wanted to buy it at that's under $18 technically. Is when I really wanted to buy it, but I just didn't have time. So we're going to add it to our basket. You click the little add basket because now is a great time. It's on sale. But either way, we believe this is a good long-term growth stock. And, you would come in here and look for, again, just click on ChargePoint, add them to add basket. Once you do add basket, technically, at this point, you obviously might want to consider adding someone else. I think at this point I was going to add Lucid Motors, but Lucid had just took off a bit. It looks still pretty supportive down in that low 20 area. That looks like it has a lot of support. So, I was thinking about adding Lucid. I was thinking about adding Neo. These are other companies that I believe, again, long term will have the potential to grow much higher than where they currently are. And I felt like, hey, some of these might be on sale. They might be around a support line at this point. So I was thinking about adding Lucid. I was thinking about adding Neo, which both are, along with ChargePoint, companies in the EV, electric vehicle industry sector. And specifically, Neo, makes electric vehicles as well as Lucid Motors. But ChargePoint has charging stations. So these vehicles will need to recharge. So to me, a company like ChargePoint is a good company. So we're going to add them to our portfolio. And all you do is click that big button that said add, and you are good to go. Now that we have ChargePoint inside of our portfolio, we might want to create a name for our portfolio, and we're calling this our growth portfolio. So we have our portfolio name over here on the left side where we're calling this our growth portfolio. And obviously, it's the only company inside of our pie. So the target weight will be 100% for the time being. And if we want to actually create a pie within our portfolio, and slices are the actual basically kind of stocks, well, it's very easy to do so. That's the beauty of M1 Finance. All you do is click the create pie, and we can now label this. So for this particular pie, and my thought at the time was, well, we're going to make it easy to identify each pie like what kind of sector or industry each pie is geared towards. And I was thinking at the time, like I don't know why I labeled it growth pie right here, but the beauty is it's very easy to change the name or change the weight of your pies and whatnot. And so, as you guys can see here, all you do is click the targeted weight, and it has to amount to 100% when it's all said and done. And depending on the number of companies you have, that will obviously change for the amount that you decide. Hey, maybe you want to give ChargePoint 50%, maybe you want to give another company 25% and another company 25%, or make it higher or lower depending on your thoughts on a specific company. Now, if you want to change the name of your pie, because our portfolio is called growth portfolio, so we don't really need our pie to be called growth pie because our portfolio is called growth portfolio. So we're going to call this EV pie because this EV pie is going to hold all of our EV stocks. And so we have ChargePoint holdings inside of our EV pie because they are a electric vehicle company. That's who they cater towards, electric vehicles. Now, again, you want your total amount to be 100%, right? Because your company that you have inside of your pie is, it's right now, it's the only company in here. So you can have that be 100%, or you can have the pie be 100%. Either or is fine if you only have one company in there. If you add, 3 companies at that point, like I said, you don't want the pie to be 100%. You have to get in there and actually allocate and decide how much each company or slice is going to be for its target, what percentage. And so we're good to go, 100%. We're just going to do save. We're going to confirm our portfolio. And now we have our growth portfolio, the beginning of our growth portfolio, where we've added one company, which is ChargePoint. And as you can see, hey, we don't have any money in here. So the next important thing that you need to do after you have, named your portfolio, added your portfolio, your slices, or your one company or two companies, however many slices you want to add. And then you're going to come over here and just add your bank account information that you've already connected. Make it easy. That's the beauty of this. It already can connect to one of your accounts that you previously added. Decide if you want it, your checking or savings account, connect it and deposit that $100. Maybe you want to do $1,000. Maybe you want to do $50, whatever it might be. We're going to just do confirm for a one-time transfer. And we will set up an auto invest. We will set up, that ability to continue to add on an ongoing basis. So we don't have to think about it. That's the beauty of this portfolio. That's the beauty of M1 Finance. So as you can see, pending transfer, we have my free checking account, and it's going to be sending money into our growth portfolio. If you click on it, you get a little more information there, and you can see it's $100. We're going to come back here, and basically we're good to go. All right, my friends. So not to confuse you, I apologize. At this moment, it is Wednesday, October 27th at about 11 a.m. And as you can see, the current value of our stock actually has gone, of our, growth portfolio has gone down since the start of this video. And more specifically, if we look in here, you can see our portfolio was up to about $991.17 on October 25th, which was 2 days ago, which was Monday, October 25th, 2021. And again, just because there were certain parts of the video that came out bad when I was recording it and other parts that came out good. So this video as a whole is kind of choppy, but I need to make sure I get our first full, basically the first video up regarding this growth portfolio. Despite it being a little choppy, I'm getting it up today, basically this afternoon or later this morning, or by noon or whatever, hopefully. So I wanted to just finish this video by actually not only showing you an update of where our current value of our portfolio is, which is again $881.66. If I refresh this, it might go up a little bit, just because it's really a lot of it has been one company in particular for over the past few minutes that's jumping around. But over the past day, you can see we're down 2.68%, which our gain is negative about $25. But then, past week, past month, everything jumps up quite a bit to that about 50%. So where is this coming from? How the heck did I pull this off with starting a brand new growth portfolio? And within 1 month, we're already up seeing, again, this was much higher before, but currently seeing 50% return. Well, let's scroll down and see who else did we add to our portfolio aside from ChargePoint. Well, Backed Holdings is the company that just took off. That one took off the most. And then we had ChargePoint, which you can see 22.23%. But again, Backed Holding is still up high. It was higher when I first started to record the this kind of updated video. And as you guys saw at the beginning of this video, it was much, much higher. But things, when something just takes off out of nowhere, it tends to cool down. And it looks like we're seeing a consolidation kind of period, a support kind of in between where it hit and where it was when I first bought it. And so that happens if you happen to hit gold, get lucky, but at least we can still see the potential of where it still can go in the very near future because of that initial kind of spark, that initial run. And so along with Backed Holdings, which we'll jump into who Backed Holdings is in a moment, we have ChargePoint, which is inside of our EV pie. I don't know if we're going to add more EV companies. So initially the thought was, we'll make an EV pie and add all of our EV companies in here, and we'd make other pies that would have a few different slices inside of them, holding different companies, and a slice is basically a company. But keeping it moving, we have Nvidia, up 12.13%. We have Coinbase up almost 5% or 4.5%. Then we have Palantir up almost 2%. And then we have DraftKings, which were basically even. And then Fuel Cell Energy, which were down quite a bit, 15.16%. So that's a huge kind of blow right there, which is nuts. But with this portfolio, what I want to do is get your thoughts as to, one, how much we want to add in here on an ongoing, consistent basis. I didn't add anything else aside from that initial $700, $100 for each company. So how much money do we want to add in here, and how frequently do we want to add money? The benefit to using M1 Finance is that you can automate things. You can put it just on autopilot. So we can just say, hey, we want to add $50 every week, or $25 twice a week, or once a week. Or maybe we want to just do $100 one time, once a month at the beginning of the month or the end of the month. How do we want to do that? This is where I want you guys to have some sort of input as we build this portfolio. But if I don't get any comments, if no one suggests anything, and I need to start doing these requests at the beginning of videos, not at the end, I'm just going to start to add money myself. Maybe we just do $25, similar to our dividend portfolio. And then we actually have something where we can compare and see, how well or maybe, we added $100 each. And now from here, maybe we just do $25 and we do it again once a week. Or maybe we do it when we see something dipping. So Fuel Cell is down right now. Maybe this is the time we want to add $25 behind Fuel Cell, and we can do it once a week at any point, anytime we want, but we have to do it before the end of the week. Maybe that'll be a cool little challenge, right? Or before the start of the next week, maybe, or same difference. So I'm open to hearing thoughts and hearing what you guys suggest. And also, we want to maybe add 3 more companies to this portfolio. Maybe we want this to be 10 in total. So over the year or years, we can continue to add one, a company once a year. Maybe in 3 years we reevaluate things. But the goal is to keep companies in here for at least a year, if not, 5 years, 10 years. This is, again, a growth portfolio. So it's supposed to be a long-term vision, long-term view of companies that you believe in that will succeed in the long term. They have a lot of growth ahead of them, a lot of potential to, multiply and triple and whatnot. So again, I'm open to hearing what you guys suggest, what you think, how much money we want to add in here, how frequently we want to add money in here, and if we want to add any other companies. I mean, maybe we want to add someone in now. Maybe there's someone else similar to Backed Holdings that kind of is just hitting the market, and it's a great time, a great opportunity to jump on board. Which, speaking of, what is BKKT? What is Backed Holdings? Well, you know what? I'm going to make another video separately that kind of jumps into Backed Holdings. I think there's a lot of research, a lot of videos and content on every other company inside of our portfolio. Backed Holdings might be since they are kind of the newest dog out there, I do see a lot of potential upside to them. And obviously other people do too, because it just took off. So if you haven't started your growth portfolio, which you don't have to use M1 Finance, but I do like M1 Finance. I use other brokers as well. I do have a link down below where you can use my link. And if you sign up and fund your account with $100, you can get some free cash. I think it's $30, maybe $50 that you can use to invest in your future, in your portfolio. And hopefully you can see some big returns, some nice gains, similar to what we're already seeing with our portfolio. So on that note, I think we're going to try to do this once a week as well. Maybe it's every weekend, similar to our dividend portfolio. Maybe we do it every Wednesday. I like the weekend approach just because it's like, hey, things are a little a little more flexibility. It doesn't have to be every Saturday. It can be every Saturday or Sunday. And that's kind of the path we've been taking with the dividend portfolio. So we might do the same thing with our growth portfolio. But we'll see. We'll play it by ear kind of and just kind of go with the flow a little bit. But there you guys have it. We're doing well, already up over 50%. If I refresh the page, $886.33 is what it said a moment ago. But right now, when I refresh the page, you can see we are up to $894.40. Our return is 52.79%, giving us a gain of almost $200. Where did that come from? What was that? That might have been Backed Holdings, because I think it was in the 150 range for the return there. So, Backed Holdings, it did take a little heat. It fell quite a bit. And like I said, I'll make a video talking more about Backed Holdings. Maybe I'll we'll wrap this video up now and I'll jump in here and make that video now. Right after, and try to get that video up tomorrow or later today or something. I'm starting to get into 2 videos a day, but we've been doing well with consistently punching out a video every day. We're going to continue to do so, along with little blog posts as well on the website, makeManageGrowMoney.com. So like I said, definitely like this video if you haven't yet. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of our latest and upcoming videos. And much appreciation for watching. Like I said, my friends, this is just the beginning, and I'm hoping you guys can join me on this journey. So you guys already know, though, I got to keep it moving, but I'll see you in the next video. Peace.